What are we not getting in Victoria 3? First of all, it's the units. We're not building these anymore. We're not building armies out. We are not arranging stacks. We are not going to game the system by surrounding our enemies with little stacks of brigades and pummeling at them with a main force. That's all gone. Instead, we're getting front lines. Trade is no longer going to be a generic system where every single nation puts out their goods into the world market and hopes somebody buys them, or hopes that there's enough of a particular good to buy for their national needs. Instead, we're going to see specific markets that are based on a nation and its area of diplomatic influence. Also, say goodbye to these diplomacy points. Diplomacy in Victoria 3 is going to be far more nuanced than simply clicking on a nation and deciding to form an alliance or declare war or whatever. Many more things are in play in diplomacy. Gone also is the political system. Reforms look to be more nuanced, and in order to pass them, it's no longer a simple equation between reactionary, conservative, liberal. It's a manipulation of interest groups in order to pass your agenda. While we are here, we can also say goodbye to different movements. Those are now interest groups, and decisions are now also more nuanced and are part of the journal system. While we don't say goodbye to technological development as a whole, we do say goodbye to technologies that are gated by a particular year. Also, the cascading system is no longer a straight line along different paths. These will now interweave, providing a more realistic approach to technical development. That means you can't beeline for aeronautics without necessarily building out the proper prerequisite technologies. Gone also is the easy budget slider. We no longer say, well, let's max out taxes and tariffs and collect lots of money. We've got to balance things carefully, and from the looks of things, it also means we won't have large surpluses of cash in the late game. Victoria 3 means we have to manage our cash a lot more effectively than we did in Victoria 2. Let's say goodbye as well to this factory system. The development of factories is much more organic in Victoria 3, and no longer will your economy crater when you have a big 99 level factory that suddenly shuts down and then have to scramble to build out all your other factories in that state in order to keep the working population employed and happy. I think we're also going to see an end of railroad, naval base, and fort spamming that arose out of Victoria 2, not because we were so happy to spread all those things all the time, but rather it was more effective just to build everything in every single state rather than click on each province individually. With more building choices and more difficult choices to be had in Victoria 3, building buildings looks to be a special event and not just, I have lots of money and lots of goods, let's just do this thing. Similarly, spamming forts is now no longer something required in order to hold your center against a potential peasant rebellion, or Jacobin rebellion, or socialist rebellion, or communist rebellion, or fascist rebellion. Instead, fortifications really will be something that we put on our front lines, and we secure the home front through better policies, government, and or oppression. It also looks like one of the last things to go away in Victoria 3 will be the necessity to conquer an entire nation in order to secure that one state. In the Prussia playthrough, I saw Prussia successfully attack Austria and get the state of Bohemia after conquering the state, hitting the capital, and running up the Austrian war exhaustion. In my Victoria 2 games, I have to conquer the entire country just to get that one sliver. So it's good to see the peace and negotiation system in Victoria 3 far superior to that of Victoria 2. All in all, I'm excited to play Victoria 3, and I know there's other things I'll say goodbye to in Victoria 2, but I'm happy to say hello to Victoria 3.